大坝所用的混凝土的生产基地
在哪里
？For example, 这个就是我们的巴山市拌合系统。那么浇筑
That is the concrete facility for the mixing of the concrete. All the concrete we use are mixed. We will
缆
use
机
the
系统，缆
grouping
就是缆车的
system.
缆，是不是？
缆车的缆，对。
And also the carrier system.
我们白河山大坝呀，我们布置了7台缆机，这个我们称之为缆机群。这个缆机群的话呢，也是目前我们国家布置最多、最大的一个缆机群。这主要
In China, that is the largest cable car grouping system. Because there's a huge demand for the application of concrete here in Baihetan Hydropower
白河滩大坝的方
Station.
量的话呢，大坝的方量是830万方。对。
830万方
million
，830万方是一个什么样的概念呢？如果说用卡车来拉的话，要拉多少趟
830万方。
So how many trucks do you need to carry all this out? If you use the professional truck,
趟
it has to make
？83万趟，等于说就是用将近10吨左右的这么一个承载量的卡车去拉，是吧？
对对对。
trips in order to carry all the concrete to finish the work. Let's see over there.
可以看一下，我们因为大坝的话是一个截断金沙江的这么一个高坝。那么这个高坝的话呢，一边它是连着云南省，一
As
边
you
是
know
连着
that
四
this
川
is a
省。
very high dam connecting the Sichuan province to the one side and Yunnan province to the other.
我们这个地理条件呢恶劣，主要体现在2个方面。一个方面的话呢，就是金沙江属于一个高山峡谷。
First of all, the Jingsha River travels through the deep valley.
施工的话呢，就带来了很大的挑战。由于高山峡谷不便于布置其他的施工设备，
those slopes, and that is a big workload for us. We cannot use
支护治理，这样的话呢，边坡就非常稳定和安全。你看下面这是没有治理的边坡，没有治理的边坡就可以看得出来，这个地势就非常的险要，就显得不安全了。
And over there, the facade is not treated, and you can see how dangerous that could be. facet of the mountain. And here, this is the treated side. Apart from the glorious image, here is 8 o'clock and people have started their work for the day. Usually, when do people boring, but you can go to work together with your colleagues, and after work, people can get together. And during the work days, you can discuss the information and also the details with your colleagues. Thank you. Wish you a happy Spring Festival. So that is the cabin of the conduct of the cable cars. And are we allowed to go in and have a look? Yes.
主任，您是经历了多少个水
So
电站？
director He, how many projects have you conducted? Two major ones. One is the Three Gorges Dam, and the other is Baihetan. I started my career with the Three Gorges Dam, and I devoted nearly my whole work life to that. And starting by 2012, I came to the Baihetan. It's nearly 8 years that I've been on this project of the hydropower station. You just mentioned that you started your career with the dam project. How old are you? 50 years old this year. So half of your life is devoted to the rivers and the hydropower stations. Yesterday, I had a chat with your colleagues. I asked them if you have the time and also the energy to be devoted to two major projects of hydropower generation, that will be an honor of your life. Yes, because to cover one whole project of hydropower station, it takes a lot of time. If you have the chance to cover two of them, that will be a great chance for your life. For the predecessors, they have devoted a lot of time and energy for the Three Gorges dams. However, not all of them could see the real operation of the Three Gorges Dam. And for us, we are luckier than these predecessors, and we have even a second chance with this Baihetan Hydropower Station. You're always smiling and you are so attracted by your work. I like to pay tribute to your spirit. And this is the pilot cabin for the cable car. Should we go up there? Good morning.
我们可以看到这个大概只有10平米左右的这么一个小的空
As we
间
can
哈。
see, it's not a very
这
big
个是
space,
缆机的操作，
only
难怪刚
10
才
square
我只说
meters.
这个科技性比较强哈，所以说不管是男同志还是女同志
And
都能够
it's
胜
a
任这
high
个操
tech
作室。
position, so both male and female workers can have access to this position as long as they are capable. Could you please give us a short introduction to this place and this function?
那个叫
This is like what we can find in a car, right? Here it's high-tech position. I'd like to ask the director of the cabin to show you the director chief for the cable cars. Good morning to you, sir. Could you please give us a short introduction on the operation of the cable cars? First of all, the operation of the cable car is different from the other facilities. This is long distance. We have two towers. One is at 920 levels, another is 834 levels. There will be a reporter working in this cabin, and he or she will give the order, and then we will transmit the signal, and then the workers on the spot will receive that signal and do the work. It's very challenging, especially here. It's always windy, about 200 windy days per year. And we are finding the solution to this. However, we have successfully ensured a stable operation despite the windy weather conditions.
这个
每小时多少
？12罐
，12
，1罐是9方啊。然后总共7台缆机共同协作，所以才能完成每个月20多万。
For per hour, we can have a load of 12 multiplied by 9 cubic meters of concrete, and that is the capacity we can offer to complete the construction of the dam, construction of this body of the project by cable car. It's very high demand for the capacities of the pilots. Usually they are young people, and we think they are pioneers of the technologies here in our project. And today we have improved the system. We have the warning systems by the human voice, and also the integration of the workflow with the system, and also the GPS positioning, and also some other measures to avoid the serious catastrophes or the accidents of the work. And here we have in front of us the largest cable car grouping system in the world. Until now, there is a zero accident happening with us, and that is a short introduction of the equipment. And another thing, to securitize the operation of the system, we have made some measures. For example, here is the monitor to see your facial expression. If it reads out the signals of fatigue and it sees that the pilot is tired, and it will transmit a signal and it will start to scream to tell you that you should take a break. Everything is so high-tech here. And to be a pilot, you have to be 100% focused on your work. So let's go downstairs. Thank you. Thank you for your introduction. What is our next step?
刚才我们说到了，今天是首台咱们那个转轮哈。
As we have mentioned before,
完成这个
today we would complete the construction of the first group of the turbine. So let's go and have a look. That's the first time for China to have an independently innovation of major level of the turbine. Is that a powerful one? Yes, absolutely. Even the foreigners, they envy us for having this. First of all, they think that China is so powerful to have all those hydro resources, and second, it's that we have the mega kilowatt level. And for the other countries, the maximum would arrive only at 700,000, and for China, we have arrived at the level of 1 million kilowatts of the turbine. We need to take car and take 5 minutes ride.
帮我们放一下插片，让我们去见证一下，去看一下我们白鹤滩水电
And
站
now
到
we
底有
will
多
show you
好。
a small video in order to let you see the beauty of this place.
好的，我们现在呢就到了白鹤滩首台金屏转轮的这个完工仪式的这么一个现场。
Now we're at the ceremony for the completion of construction for the mega kilowatt supergiant Francis turbine generator. So let's get closer and have a look at it.
主任您好，可以给我们介绍一下这个首台的金屏转轮吗？
Director, could you please say something about the supergiant Francis turbine generator? And it's the first kind of it made by Orient Electrics. And this is the technical director. Please say something about this. The load of it, the weight of it, is 359 tons. Due to the transport reasons, we have broken it down into different parts so that we have combined the synergy of different factories and constructors, for example, the DEC and the Three Gorges Dam of China Group. So why you say that it's supergiant and it's powerful? It's the first mega kilowatt level supergiant Francis turbine generator. It has met the national requirements. It's the first of its kind in the whole world, not only for China. So let's make a circle around it. That is a powerful tour of our big nation. And this will make our foreign friends jealous. During the construction of the Three Gorges Dam, we have learned a lot from the foreign colleagues and friends, and then based on that, we have developed the 1 million kilowatt, that means the mega kilowatt level of supergiant Francis turbine generator. We started to have the independent innovation capacity of making our own turbine generator. And it's hard for the other countries to catch up with us in short time. So let's see what is the question coming up on our platform from our online viewers. They're so curious about this Francis turbine. There's one question. When did you produce this? 2017. Sorry, that should be 2018. By the 17th of January in 2018, we started the production, and 1 year later until today, we completed the construction. Under the big support of DEC and the group of Three Gorges Dam of China, we have completed this work with high efficiency, and we have also met all the criteria for the security. We have gone through the welding and the construction, the molding, and all the other necessary procedures. And finally, upon the check, our product has met all the necessary requirements. For this turbine, how many people do you need for the construction? In total, we have applied 259 workers on the construction, but they come from different production sections. For example, for the preliminary construction, for the polishing, and for the technical side, etc., they work in independent units. And we have to combine their energy together to have the synergy to produce that. And we also have a total system of plans for the construction of the turbine from the technical side, from the construction side. And over there is the second turbine after the welding. So when could we expect they are coming out from the factory? This year by May or by June, we can complete the work. For the major part, it's already completed. The welding has been done. And then we will do the processing. I will tell you something about the whole procedure of the construction of the turbines, so people can have a clear understanding on that. Let us have a look to see whether we can find that. In total, there are 15 blades, and people are assembling those blades together to have the number 3 turbine. So what is the order of the construction? We will first start with the blades or with the shaft. We need to assemble all those shades together. And then we will do the welding. And before you mentioned that there is the procedure of the whole production of the turbine, where is it? So let's follow Mr. Long, the chief engineer, to have a look at the procedure of turbine making. So dear viewers, if you have any questions to ask, please do not hesitate to leave it with our platform, and then we will ask Mr. Long to give you the response. The first step is that we have to assemble and also weld the upper and lower rings. And then we will turn them around to have the second time of welding, and then the heat processing, and also the acquisite processing and the balancing, and finally that is the transport. So in total, there will be 13 steps for the whole procedure of the turbine making until the delivery. So the turbine could be considered as the heart or the core of the hydropower station, the most important, the essential part. Yes. And the curve on this turbine will determine the efficiency of the work. How many of you do you have? We have 8. So we have the DEC taking care of 8 turbines, and another come from the group of Harbin, another 8. So in total, we will put 16 turbines of this kind in our Baihetan Hydropower Station. And as we can see, you're so proud of it. After the construction and also the operation, how many people could benefit from this project? And this unit of turbine generator will have a capacity of 16 megakilowatts. After construction, it will be the second largest hydropower station in China. At full capacity, it can cover the electricity consumption of the whole eastern part of China. And in the future, it can be one of the major suppliers of clean energy and clean electricity for the eastern part of China. Let's take Shanghai as an example. How many people could benefit from your daily generation of electricity. Actually, we can cover not only Shanghai per day. We are talking about the whole eastern part of China, and this is bigger area than Shanghai municipality. So that means in the future, after the operation of the Baihetan Hydropower Station, the whole energy and electricity consumption in Shanghai City could be covered by your station, right? Let's put it in this way. In the future, the Three Gorges Dam's generation of power will be diverted mainly to the eastern part of China, and so will our hydropower station. So for each hour, we can produce 1 million units of electricity. 1 hour, 1 kilowatt. So let's go to the core part of the hydropower station where people will install actually those turbines. And many viewers, they say in their message that the signal is not very good. Thank you for your understanding, because we are amidst the mountains. That's why. And now we are moving to our next station, next part, where we will install the turbine. Let's see where we'll put this star of the day, the mega kilowatt super giant Francis turbine.
我们现在呢，可以看到光线不是特别的好哈。我们现在来到的
As
是
we
位于
can
南下
see, the
300
light
多米
is
的
dim,
白鹤滩水
and
电
we
站
are
的这个核
300
心的地方
meters
了。也就是
underground.
我
We
们
are
刚
at the
才看到的
core
这
of
个
the
100万千瓦
Baihetan
转轮，
Hydropower
他
Station.
们要安装的
Just
地
now
方，
we
也就是我们
have
白鹤滩水电站
witnessed
的心
the
脏部位。
mega kilowatt supergiant Francis turbine, and here is exactly the place that we are going to place that Francis turbine. So, Mr. He, please give us some information. We are at the left-hand bank of the Jingshan River. We have in total 16 turbines, and on the left-hand bank of the river, there will be 8 turbines applied. And here to the left-hand side of the Jingshan River, a big area of the rocks, and all of them ancient rocks. And at the heart of it, we have the rain. As the water flows by, they will go inside the area by the opening of those blades, and then by the pressure energy of the water, it will be turned into the momentum energy. Some people are asking whether this hydropower station would be harmful to the ecological system. Actually, there is a big contribution to the environment because we are generating the recycling energy, the renewable energy, so we don't have to emit the carbon dioxide and the greenhouse gases. And secondly, it's a system anti-flooding. We have the 73 billion cubic meters of water holding capacity. And third advantage, we can do some modification to the micro weather system. As you can see, the Jingshan River is a very hot and dry valley, and we can use the system of water modification to benefit the people living in the locale. And we have also contributed to the poverty alleviation of this place. We have created job opportunities for the people living here, and we have made contribution to the improvement of the local transportation system. Some villages around this place, usually they are the poverty-stricken areas, poverty-stricken villages, and now people in the villages, they have lived a better life. And the Jingshan River is one of the water resources that the country is exploring now. It's one of the major river systems that we are working on. And for the Yajiang River, we have not yet developed it, but for Jingshan River, we have started the research and utilization. Some people are asking whether the hydropower station will do some harm to the fish groups in the water. Yes, for some species of the fish, when they need to swim back to the upstream of the river, if we cut the river by the middle, actually we have cut their pathway back to the upstream. However, we have built up some conservoirs and also some protection pools for them. And also we have the stations for the regeneration, the reproduction of the species of the fish. And for some tributaries, like one famous is named like Heishui River near the Baihetan Hydropower Station, we have maintains that tributary status so that we can put the species of the fish in that tributary and they can swim back to the upstream side of the Jingshan River and they can have their reproduction guaranteed. But for the other fish species that have no need to swim back to the upstream, they will not be impacted by the construction work. And we have even improved their habitat because they have larger water space. So please stay relaxed. For those species who have a migration need for the breeding, they can have some chances and opportunities with the tributary like the Heishui River. And for the other species, they will not be influenced at all. Quite to the contrary, they can have their environment and habitat improved. And for the Tibetan area, there's 2 rounds of big mud rock cutting the Jingsha River, creating the barrier lake, and for the barrier lake is no good to the environment. And then, once the barrier lake is broken down, that means a very huge water flow rushing down to the downstream. However, thankfully, we have constructed another smaller size of hydropower station on the downside of that river. So even when the barrier lake is broken down and the water is pouring out, all has been absorbed by that smaller hydropower station. What is the installed capacity of water here? Here is 20 billion cubic meters. So it has a function of anti-flooding, and that capacity of anti-flooding is 7 billion cubic meters, a big number as we can see. The capacity installed here can help us to control the water flow, the water amounts in the river. In the flooding season, we can keep some amount of water with the station, so there will not be a big flooding to the downside, to the downstream area of the river. However, during the winter season, when there is a lack of the water amount, we can let the water go out from the hydropower station in order to nourish the downstream side. After Mr. He's introduction, let's get back to our talk. We are now 300 meters more underground. We are in this underground plant for the installation of turbine. We are at the left bank. Here we are still in the Sichuan province, and to the right-hand side of the river, to that bank that is connected with the Yunnan province. And here, over there, what is that? That is the turbine house. The turbine house. Because up there we have seen the Francis turbine, the super turbine, and here what we are looking at, that is the place we are going to install. Over there are some barriers. What's there for? Because there are some parts to be buried underground, and we are doing the welding. For some dangerous positions, we have put up those barriers so that people are better protected during their welding work. And over there, the big part, what is that? That is called the spiral casing or the scroll casing. Inside there is the hole. The hole is for the guiding of the water. Because we call it a turbine generator, that means we will transform the energy of the water, the momentum energy, into the electricity. By this hole, we will guide the water inside the spiral casing. After making the turn, the water will go inside the turbine. It will make the turbine to move, to drive it, and with that momentum energy will be transformed into the electricity. Why we say that is a super giant? Because 90% of the momentum energy brought by the water can be put into the transformation of the electricity, and this is a really high efficiency, 90% of the transformation from momentum to electricity, and this is dependent on our own innovation of technology. Over there is the bridge, construction bridge. Could we go up there? So that we can have a view from a different point. As we can see, a lot of workers are still here welding the parts. For those people who are afraid of heights, please do not come to this spot. For these underground plants, what is the height in total? 89 meters from the bottom to the ceiling. That is about 30 stories of a usual building. From this bridge, over there are some holes. What is their use? After turning the momentum energy into electricity, the electricity will be transmitted out of the hydropower station, and the cables of electricity will be inserted into those big holes. So here, this tunnel is connecting the right bank and with the left bank, and we are transmitting the electricity out. And there is a silo of more than 300 meters deep. That means we have a power plant 300 meters underground, and then we need to bring that electricity up to the ground, and then we transmit the electricity that we generate here to the four corners of the country. So here we generate the electricity, and by the horizontal holes, we use the cables to transmit the electricity out, and then by a silo of more than 300 meters, it will go up until the ground. And some people are curious about the helmets in red, in yellow, in blue, in white. What is the significance? The red has two meanings. First, it's for the security control people and also for the project owners. The yellow for the people controlling the quality. For the blue, for the construction workers. Because we are 300 meters and more underground, maybe the signal would be cut from time to time. Let's find some better place to give you some more information. So, Mr. He, for the turbine house, how many do you have? Here we have completed 2 for the left bank. What about the right bank? 1 constructed. So you have 3 constructed, completed out of 16 in total. For the turbines, how many do you have? Today we have completed the first. The second is during the processing, that is for the left bank. And for the right bank, we have processed the first two, and there is the second coming up in the near future. So that's a synchronized speed. Could you please tell us the procedure? For the underground power mill, we will do the excavation. This has been finished. Now you have the total layout. And now it's during the application of the concrete, and we are burying the equipment. And also we are doing the grouting, etc. After the whole year's application of concrete in 2018, we have passed to the next step, that is the installation of major equipments. And here the total system of the caves. Today we have witnessed the evolution of the Baihetan Hydropower Station, and we are so lucky to have this kind of installations. And that is about the end of our live stream program. In the future, we'll continue to keep up with the progress of Baihetan.